where you're from as we get some people on, and we can talk about how to invest in real estate because it is still possible in 2026. Most people think it's not, but you can still make a lot of money investing in real estate in 2026 if you know what you're doing. So that's what we're here to talk about. Is I'm here to answer your questions about how to invest in real estate in 2026. What's going on, everyone? Let me know where you're from. If you're just joining, I'm just working on a presentation. Thought I'd answer questions about real estate investing and show you that it is still a good investment in 2026. Trying to work on getting the YouTube a little more traction these days. So here to answer any questions you may have about real estate investing. So again, let me know where you're from if you're joining, and yeah, we can get the ball rolling. So. A lot of people think you can't make money investing in real estate in 2026. Hit that like button if you don't mind. If you're watching, that will help this reach more people. But you can make a lot of money investing in real estate in 2026. The crazy thing is, in 2021, 22, and 23, everybody was investing. And yeah, you could make money then, but everybody else was doing it. Now you can still make money, but nobody's doing it. So the competition is less. So if you can comment as to a reason why you wouldn't invest in real estate in 2026, and again, hit that like button if you don't mind. But some strategies that still work in 2026 are wholesaling, of course, buying a property, getting under contract, fixing it and selling it. That of course still works. You know, we have fixing and flipping. Of course, that still works. Buying a property, fixing it up, and selling it. That works. It doesn't matter really what the market does because real estate doesn't crash overnight. So you buy below market value, you repair, you get the property to market value, and you sell. And even if the market is a little bit rougher when you sell, so you don't make 40 grand, you make 30 grand. There's still good profits to be made if you're doing things the right way. And then lastly, you can still buy rental properties in 2026. You can even use the BRRRR method in 2026. So the BRRRR method still works in 2026 if you know what you're doing and how to do it. It's all about finding a good deal, and then it's all about finding the right funding. A lot of people overpay for funding when they're doing the BRRRR method, so they don't think it works. So if you can, I think you can comment any questions you may have. Nice, we got with the True Beauty Corner. What's up, Virginia in the house? Nice. What questions do you have about real estate investing? So for those that don't know who I am, my name is Sam. Thank you for the like, whoever just hit that like button. Those that don't know who I am, my name is Sam. I own about 50 million in real estate that I bought using none of my own money. I'm coming from the middle class. So I bought about 48, well, I bought probably 60 million. We've sold some, but I own about $48 million worth of real estate I bought using none of my own money. Came from the middle class, didn't inherit a dime, but I've used tried and true strategies to buy that much real estate. So assuming, who all here, comment one in the chat box or say me if you want to invest in real estate in 2026, because no matter what your situation, there is a way for you to actually and actively invest in today's market. And I'd like to break that all down with you. I can jam about real estate and wealth and leverage all day, but if you have specific questions, I'm here to answer those specific questions. So just let me know what they are, and I'm here to answer them and help in any way possible. So nice. My main homie, True Beauty Center, is good about it. So anyways, so the biggest key to investing in real estate, and how did you get started? So great question. So I had a full-time job when I got started. So I started investing in real estate in 2014. I had a full-time job. I wanted to get ahead and start to buy rentals. My goal was to buy one rental a year for 10 years and have 10 rental properties after 10 years and sell them and retire in my 50s. That was my goal. But as I started to invest, I realized that you could buy real estate with little to none of your own money. So why would I hold myself to 10? Because every rental property I buy, I make 200 grand on in a 10-year period. With value growth and debt pay down and cash flow and tax savings, it's about 200 grand every rental property I buy. So why wouldn't I buy more rental properties and make more 200 grand chunks? So throughout those first few years, I invested from 2014 to 18 with a full-time job. I was buying rentals, I was using the BRRRR method, I was flipping and doing a few things and creating some traction. And then I ended up quitting my job in 2018 and going all in on real estate. So the biggest mistake that I made when I started out was I tried to replace my W-2 income with rental income. And that's not realistic, that's not smart, and that's not possible. Most people get it wrong. They think rental properties you buy for cash flow. You do not buy rental properties for cash flow. How do you get your leads? Great question, Chris. Keep the questions coming. And a couple more, you hit that like button if you wouldn't mind. It just helps push this out. I'm not asking you for any like money or anything. Just if you hit that like button, that would really help What's the stupidest thing you've ever heard? Amaru delivers. I'm sure, man, you probably own a lot of real estate. You probably own a lot more real estate than me. You're probably much smarter than me, and you have much more systems and processes. So maybe I should learn from you. But anyways, you don't buy rental properties for cash flow. You buy rental properties for wealth. Like every rental property you buy is going to double in value in 15 years. At the same time, the tenant's paying down the mortgage. So your equity compounds. That's why you buy rentals. You buy rentals to build wealth. So property goes up, tenant pays the mortgage down, and then you get tax savings. That's why you buy rental properties. You can cash flow, but it's really, really hard to cash flow when you're buying rental properties because just the margins are thin. The margins were thin. The margins are thin. Were thin a few years ago. The margins are thin. The margins, I'm going to just I like when people embarrass themselves. I just wanted y'all to see Amaru embarrass himself. But anyways, you buy rental properties to build wealth. You don't buy rental properties to make cash flow. You make cash flow by flipping and wholesaling. So I've done about 2,000 deals, Amaru. I've done about 2,000 deals in the past 12 years. And I've noticed that the people that are successful, they have multiple exit strategies. They buy a property and they can wholesale it, they can flip it, or they can rent it. It depends on what they want to do. So the goal for you all should just be go find distressed properties. And if you need cash now, you wholesale it. If you want bigger chunks of cash later, you fix it and flip it. And if you want to build wealth and own rentals, you keep it as a rental. But just know the slowest path to cash flow is owning rental properties. And I'm a big rental guy. I'm a big debt guy. I'm a big borrow money to create wealth guy. So it's really about building. It's really about building wealth. So yeah, the biggest thing I can tell you all is if you want to build wealth, you have to own rentals. But if you want to quit your job or you want to make money now, you need to flip and wholesale. So I got that wrong for the first 3 or 4 years investing. I'll just show you all my office in case you're wondering. This is just for Amaru. And everybody else comment. I don't like just losers commenting, but here's my office that I own. Say hi, everybody. Hi. Say hi, Matt.
Hi,
Marty. So anyways, that is my the second floor of my 25,000 square foot office building that I own and bought using none of my own money. I have 55 team members, 55 employees that all help my 3 real estate investing companies. 4. So I own a flipping company. We flip and wholesale 250 to 300 houses a year. I own a property management company that manages my 50 million in real estate I bought using none of my own money. I own a rental portfolio as well, that 50 million, and then the property management company manages my rentals and it manages other people's rentals. So what's up, Wes Smith? How's it going, man? Everybody else give a thumbs up. If you think Amaru is cool, give a thumbs up. And then I also own a rehab and construction company. We rehab properties for ourselves and others. And then lastly, I own a online social media marketing brand and education company. So anyways, that's what I do. That's what I do. I love when people make fools of themselves. 2 inches? No, not that. 7 on a good day. All right, what questions does everybody have? We got a few people in here, about 30 people. What questions do you have about real estate investing, about building wealth, or about anything of those lines? I don't know anything about that. What other questions did you have? We had some questions up earlier. How do you get your leads? So we have a lot of different ways we get leads. So we get about 400 leads a month. About 200 of them come from marketing and about 200 of them come from networking. So we spend about 70 grand on marketing. We have some TV ads. We do direct mail. We do PPC, pay-per-click on Google AdWords. We do some Facebook ads. Those are our main sources for paid leads. And then we get about 200 leads through, just networking with other wholesalers and other real estate agents. What are my thoughts on commercial properties? I love commercial properties. I like any type of real estate, okay? You can make good money any type of real estate. You can make good money in Airbnb. You can make good money midterm rentals, long-term rentals, commercial real estate, residential apartments. You can make money in anything. It's just all about you focusing and actually doing it. Just talking about it is nothing, but doing it is the other thing. What's up, True Beauty Corner? Thank you for your positivity. And we're just keeping Amaru around for the comments because more commenting equals more engagement, which equals more reach. So what other questions do we have? We got a okay chunk of people on here. What questions do you have about investing in real estate from somebody who's actually doing it? I haven't been live on YouTube because I've had these other things go in probably a year. So excited to do that. Is there daily Zoom calls and you get back into learning and going back into the course? Jimmy, I'm assuming you're in the mentorship. Yes, there still are. So reach out to Sarah. If you probably have her information somewhere or check in, but reach out to Sarah and somebody just leave a comment. But yeah, we still have the daily Zooms, my man. Drennon, I'm 35-year-old dad and husband. I really want to start buying real estate. I have zero idea how to start. Well, you're in the right spot. So there's a couple places I would tell you to start. One is join your local real estate investing meetup groups. Go to meetup.com and join your local real estate investing meetup groups. That's where you're going to connect with your local market. My specialty is those 35-year-old like people that are making decent money that just want to get ahead financially and don't feel like their retirement's going to be enough, because it's probably not. So if that's you, then I would highly suggest, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Obviously, I give a video out a week. I have a podcast, the FasterFreedom Show. Just learn as much as you can for free. And then anybody on here that wants access to my free school community, it's absolutely free. There are hundreds of training videos. I post in it daily. Actually, let me show you what it is. It's right here. This is my school community. So it's free. There's no strings attached. There's 5,600 members, as you can see. And, I give a bunch of giveaways. People are commenting. There's classroom. There's hundreds of training videos on how to invest in real estate. And how to create wealth. So it might be backwards for you, but there's a lot in there. So go check that. If you want access to that, just DM me on Instagram at Sam FasterFreedom on Instagram. I got the 650,000 followers there. So just go there, DM me, and I'll get you access to that school community absolutely free. That's what I would suggest you do, Drennon 91. I'd love to help you, man. Wes Smith. I think he's gone probably. Who knows? I just left him in here because more comments equal more engagement. I wasn't really paying attention to what he was saying. He's a sad person. Sad people want other people to be sad. Hurt people want to hurt other people. His outrage was nothing to do with me. It's all to do with him. He's not happy with his life, so he drew on other people. First investment is terrifying. Well, and that's honestly why that's why a lot of people pay for a coaching program or a mentorship, because someone else can underwrite the deal with you. Imagine being able to hop on the phone with somebody is this a good deal or not? And this looks right, but it shows that it's wrong. Or what am I doing wrong here? What do you think? So that's why most people do that. But your first investment's scary, but so is having a W-2 job. And relying on one form of income, assuming AI is not going to replace your job. I mean, we live in a crazy world. They just came out with an article last month that the U.S. economy has never given less of a percentage of profit to their workers, meaning GDP is 4.3%. I think last year, corporate America, the Fortune 500 companies brought home a record $180 trillion worth of profit, but the American workers brought home the lowest percentage of that in history since they've been tracking it. So we live in a kind of screwed up society anyways. Assuming the normal path's going to be what you want it to be is, as a plumber and AI probably won't take your job. I wouldn't be 100% sure about that, but you're probably right. But it will affect a lot of what you do with traveling to job sites, with materials, with logistics. You may still have a job, but you'd be surprised what we're about to be able to do. But this isn't like plumbing, great job, love that. The trades are a safer place to be, but that doesn't mean they're not going to be affected. So yeah. That's my thoughts. If you want to get ahead, following somebody else's group path is best. That's why I'm encouraging you all to DM me on Instagram. No, I have an Instagram up. Not one of you has, and I can give you free access. It's free. It's legitimately free. There's no, of course, you can spend more money to get more access to stuff, but there's hundreds of videos that are free and will always be free. I post in here daily. It's something if you want to have access to. I'm trying to help as much as I can. So you bought rental properties and then got fired. Oh, that's him. I'm not going to answer his questions. No, I did not. I quit my job. Digital Warrior investments have been silver stacking. Yes. So investing in real estate is a long-term game for sure. But you actually own the asset, which is a beautiful thing. Like you can invest in silver or gold or the stock market or crypto, but guess what? If you want $100,000 in Tesla stock, how much money do you have to spend? $100,000. If you want to get into crypto and time it, great, but you only get a percentage of what you put in. When you invest in real estate the right way, you can leverage, meaning you can put 20% down and own 100% of an asset. It'd be like me putting 20% down to $20,000 and buying $100,000 in Tesla stock. You're leveraging. You're getting more than you spend. I own 100% of that real estate. I only put 20% down. I get 100% of the cash flow, 100% of the depreciation, 100% of the growth. It all compounds. And if you end up like wanting to sell it, you can, or you can use none of your own money. That's what I teach. That's what I teach here for free on YouTube and my podcast, The FasterFreedom Show. But again, we'll just ignore our Amaru buddy. He's not happy with his life and he takes it out on others. It's a reflection of him, none of us. So don't take it personal, anybody on here. Do you like renting Section 8? We do some Section 8. We do some Section 8, but majority of my, I think I own like 285 rentals. The majority of my 285 rentals are market rent. Home prices are higher in California. The BRRRR probably wouldn't work in California. Your options are to like buy duplexes or triplexes out there. But again, the cost of living, and again, we got a couple of people on here. Let's give it a like just to reach more people here. But we have California. I have a lot of people inside my community in California, and most of them invest remotely for rentals. They'll invest in like maybe Arizona or Nevada, or they'll go to the Midwest and invest remotely. A lot of them invest here in St. Louis. But you can fix and flip and wholesale in California just fine. Finding a mentor to work directly with wasn't hard or expensive. Yeah. Finding them, it's not really that hard and it doesn't have to be that expensive. But yeah, that's completely your thoughts. What else questions do we have? Anybody have any questions? Thank you for all the likes. I appreciate that. What else we got? Appreciate the comments. Amaru, more comments equal more reach, Bubbas. Appreciate you. Hurt people, or they try to, but they can't really. What other questions do we have on here? I just want to, those comments are getting restricted, but I'm happy to show them. How's the market in the Midwest? Great. There's the best market to own rental properties in the country is the Midwest and the Southeast. The cost of living is low. The cost of living is low. The rent can be pretty decent. And it's just a great place to actually own and buy rental properties. You don't get, like if you invest in California and San Diego, cost of living's high, probably not gonna cash flow. You're gonna get a lot of value growth, but you're also gonna get the swings, right? You're gonna get the drops. So that's the tricky part there. That's why the Midwest and the Southeast is good. I love these comments. This is, we're only embarrassing ourselves here, Bubs. All right, so what does John say? Looking for a second opinion. I've got a rental I bought with a HELOC and plan to use a DSCR to pay back the HELOC. Then I'll rinse and repeat. I love that. If you have the HELOC, that's great. Not people have access to that. You're your own bank. You're your own short-term lender. You're borrowing your own money to buy a property and fix it up and then refinance and paying yourself back. Great. The only issue with that is it scalable? How much money do you have and do you want to scale? If you want to scale, a good option would be borrowing money from a hard money lender and then using your HELOC as like the 10% for the hard money lender and the rehab funds. That's really, and I've never met this Amaru guy, people. He's just not happy with his life, but it's entertaining for us, bud. So I think, I love that method. So like what I would do, let's say you have $300,000-400,000 grand in your HELOC. I would, if you want to scale it, what you can do is you can buy 2 or 3 properties with hard money. They're going to want 10% down probably. So that's, maybe $150,000 out of pocket for the 10% down with them. And then you fund your own rehabs and then you refinance and pay you know what I mean? So that's a good way to leverage it and do that. That's a good way to do that. Who asked that question? John, that's a good way to do that. And I have a hard money lending company that can lend you money. It's called FasterFreedom Capital. Just go to FasterFreedomCapital.com and fill out an app. Best strategy to cash flow if you're just starting. So if you need cash now, I talked about that earlier, Ethan, wholesaling and fixing and flipping are going to be your best options. You're not going to get a lot of cash flow now when buying rentals. That's the hidden, that's the things that most people don't tell you. Cash flowing from rentals is not a thing, especially if you get creative and don't use much of your own money. You can cash flow a few $100, but that's not gonna do much for you, right? You need to actually get active income, and that comes through flipping and wholesaling. So that's my suggestion there. And again, y'all wanna join my free school community, just DM me on Instagram. Yes, I have a company that lends people money. Yes, that at very affordable rates. That's a beautiful thing. Do you invest in Texas at all? No, I don't. I have a ton of people in my community. I have probably 300 people in my community that invest in Texas, but I do not. I just invest in Missouri. So any other questions do we have? Dishwasher user, no, that's, I think that's just the thing. Any other questions we have on here? Anybody have anything? I love you looking your hard money lending. I've worked with 3 so far, made really good profit. I want to scale more. Yeah, for sure. So just DM me on Instagram, Sam FasterFreedom, and we can chat there, and I can just point you in the right direction. Any other questions specifically before we get out of here and have a great weekend? Thank you, Amaru, for hanging out and helping me reach more people. Appreciate you, Bubba. It's very, very nice of you to help me get more people. Anything else, everybody? Great. Well, make sure you're following, subscribe to my YouTube. I release a video a week. I have a podcast, The Faster Freedom. Thank you. Thank you, Copy V6Y. And then podcast, Faster Freedom Show. YouTube here. I'm on all social media platforms under Sam Primer, Sam Faster Freedom. DM on Instagram if you want to chat, and I can get you access to my free school community where you can get access to my lending company, access to all my people that I use, as well as free training videos. So that's what we got. And thank you, Amaru. Appreciate you, Bubs. You made this much better. Thanks. How do I get out of